But tonight, there's no land in sight. We're out in the middle of the Mediterranean again.
Going where the fair winds blow, our home is where the waters flow. We'll show you what we've come to know on board while sailing wisdom. I'm back on watch. It is dead calm still. Very uneventful night. And we're just kind of flanking the coast, waiting for wind.
So in the Mediterranean, the winds are special. And in this part of the Mediterranean Sea, called the Alboran Sea, they're especially special. So the winds either blow in or out of the Med, and with a lot of fury. So when they blow in, they're called poniente, which is the winds we use to get in here. And they were really, really powerful. And then the winds that leave are called levante, which are the winds we're using now. Now, there's two kinds of levante. There's the really horrible ones, and then the really light ones. And we are going in the really light one, because the other option is the horrible one. And since it's like pretty stable out here and like flat, and we're not moving around too much, and also really sunny, we're gonna get the sun oven out and start making our dinner, even though it's in the morning. Let's see. It's 11:25, so if I start the sun oven now, it'll have a good 6 to 8 hours of cooking. That'll be nice. I'm also using today, since it's especially calm, to make more yogurt, because we're getting a little low on that. So pretty much we're just going around replenishing stores, cleaning up, just taking care of the boat. Okay, so I got our lazy beef made. See, the glass is already messed it up because it's already up to 100 degrees. So when I first got this thing out, it was at 80, because that's just room temperature right now. And yes, I'm wearing a hoodie in 80-degree weather, but it's more for the sun. And meanwhile, over here I have the heated milk cooling, that way I can make yogurt, and it's still too hot. It's getting there. Okay, the yogurts have cooled down. I can now comfortably hold it in my hand, and it's warm, but it doesn't burn me. So we're gonna take these in, add the seed culture, and put them in the oven till tomorrow. Making yogurt, even on a boat, is super easy. All you need is some milk and some old yogurt. You literally heat the milk until it starts to like steam a bit, and then let it cool down. I cool it down in the mason jars that I'm going to be making the yogurt in later. So that's why I just had them with their lids on outside, just cooling off. At that point, that means that the yogurt bacteria that you're adding to the milk isn't gonna die, because it's also alive. So if you think it's too hot to be comfortable, so does it. All you're doing is adding yogurt to milk that's like been killed. There's nothing left in it. And the heating process changes some of the proteins in the milk, changes their shape, so that way they form yogurt now instead of funky milk. So it's literally just pour some in, And then we put it in the oven with just a little tea light, just to give it a heat source, just to keep it a little above 100 degrees. So 24 hours later, we take it out, and then it's nice and thick.
It's a boring day at sea. I slept a lot, so it was really great. But now I'm awake and there's nothing really to do, so I'm playing Animal Crossing.
Yeah, so we are sailing in the right direction at 1.5 knots. Not much is happening. So I'm gonna go check on the sun oven now, see if I need to scoot it a little, because, you know, with the wind steering, we don't go in a straight line, we kind of meander with the wind. So let's go see how that's doing. Right out here, and you can see, looking at that little hole there, that it is still aimed. So pretty much you just line it up so that the light completely and evenly lights up the bottom hole. Most importantly, we can see the meat is bubbling in there.
The wind returned, so we're going about 2.5 knots.
So we kind of had to reprogram our minds, because, well, when we did that little side trip to the Balearics with our friends, we got kind of used to the motor.
I actually never caught the motor bug. I didn't enjoy it at all. The sound, the smell, the constant maintenance, and going in a straight line, just, it was boring, and I didn't feel like we had actually gotten there by ourselves. I didn't feel very accomplished when we arrived. So honestly, I'd rather have this than a motor. You know, this just gives us the chance to relax and get back into our normal rhythm.
Yeah, so at this pace, we're looking at probably 3 days to get there. And this is what everyone told us, oh, it's a one-day passage. It's 24 hours at 5 knots. And we're looking at a full 24-hour period without seeing land during our passage. So we'll get there eventually. Yeah, it's nice to be back in this calm, peaceful mindset, because yeah, the motor, so much maintenance. Yeah, I do prefer this over the motor, especially when it comes to the cost. Like, filling up a diesel tank is expensive. And it's like our day, we're literally just, I took a nap, I'm gonna eat some egg.
I read a bunch of my book.
Maddie read. I'm making dinner starting in the morning because everything we do takes forever. It's really relaxed. Well, it's dinner time.
Oh my gosh, it smells so good.
Oh, that smells good. Wow.
You put a lot of cinnamon in that.
Yep.
It's so tender. The thing about the slow cooking in the sun oven is just, even a cut of meat like this that has the ability to get really kind of like stringy and harsh.
Tough.
Thank you. And tough. It just falls apart. I don't even need a knife.
Well, just during regular checking of everything, I noticed that our inner forestay, which I just put on, is really loose. But apparently, being loaded up as a sail, that put force on it, and it creeped quite a bit. So you can see here, it's a little slack. It's a little on the loose side. So we're just gonna tighten it up, and then we'll be good to roll. Okay, so with that, it's a bit tighter, so we're good. We're gonna keep on rolling. This seems loose, but I have the backstay eased a whole bunch because, well, actually all the way, because we're going downwind. If we're going upwind, we tighten the backstay, and that would in turn tighten both headstays. Winds just came. It's a nice, gentle breeze. We're just going along, full sail on a broad reach. and just loving life. We're sailing into the sunset again. But tonight, there's no land in sight. We're out in the middle of the Mediterranean again.
One thing that's really nice is that unlike our past year of sailing, we can be out here in short sleeves and not have to worry about bundling up like crazy to come out on watch and stuff like that. It makes sailing much more enjoyable.
Well, it's 2 in the morning, so my watch is over. Maddie's gonna be coming out. It's just a little bit of wind. We're doing about 1 to 2 knots, but in the correct direction.
Just finished watch. We just kind of flogged around the whole time. Didn't really get anywhere. I just hand steered the whole time, and I'm really tired.
So I get to watch the sun come up.
Isn't it 7?
6.
Oh, I thought I let you go till 7.
That's fine. I was really well rested. All right, the winds are super light today, like almost non-existent, but they are consistently light. So that means that we're going to be putting up our drifter, who we have named Dill, because we name all our sails. He's such a big sail that if the wind changes direction on us, he kind of like gets hooked up in our rigging, and it makes a mess. So we don't put him out unless the conditions are right for him. So what exactly is a drifter sail? Well, the simple answer is it's a light air sail. So that means that it's cut out of very light fabric. So if we look at our staysail, which is also our storm jib, you can see the cloth in it, it's really stiff and strong. So if you try and bend it, it's not going to give too much. That means that if wind hits it, it needs to hit it with enough force to make it take the shape that it needs to be a sail. Our drifter, on the other hand, it's a really lightweight cloth. So that means the lightest little bit of wind pushes it into the shape it needs, and then we get power out of it. So a drifter is made out of spinnaker cloth. So it's ripstop nylon. It's very, very lightweight cloth. That's 1.5 ounce or else 3 ounce. I can't remember exactly, but it's exceedingly light, where this guy is 13 ounce. So a spinnaker is put up and it's just attached at 3 points. You have at the masthead, at the bow of the boat, and at the end of the sail. So it's just those 3 points of the triangle. The rest of the sail is flying free in the air. The drifter is hooked on with hanks to our headstay. So that means that when we need to bring him in, he doesn't start flapping and going all over the place. Now, the reason we have a drifter instead of, say, an asymmetric spinnaker for going downwind and a code 0 for going upwind is twofold. One is cost. Drifter was really inexpensive compared to doing those two sails with their top-down furlers and just everything that goes involved with them. The other reason is ease. One, it's only one sail to take care of, not two. It's only one sail to rig, not two. And lastly, it's stayed all the time. It's cheap, it's easy, the stay is already there, and that's it. We just put the sail on and off we go. So to sum it up, a drifter is cut like a Genoa, made out of spinnaker cloth, and hanked on to the headstay.
Hey guys! Hi! They're just hanging out. Hi! Hello! Hi!
Hello! Wow.
Oh, yes.
Hello!
Hi!
So our ground wire to our battery charger started getting kind of hot, like we could smell electrical burning, and I just kind of put it off as a project I'd tackle later. But now that we've been motoring for a while, we thought, you know, when we get close to Gibraltar, we might need to run the generator to top off the batteries, and we can't do that if our battery charger ground wire gets really hot. So I'm running a new ground wire right now. I got the length measured and cut up, and I'm just getting it all bolted on here. And then we'll be back to normal, good as new.
I just made us some dinner. We had avocado chicken and it was delicious. We just gained some momentum. That's been pretty steady for the past few minutes, so hopefully that's a good sign. We knew this would be a thing for me. The problem is I do still get seasick. It's been a little sad because I was really excited to get back out here, and it is a wonderful feeling, but it's hard to appreciate it when you're just queasy constantly. So hopefully this forward momentum gives us a little bit of a smoother ride, and I feel much better. I was able to eat my dinner. It's obviously taking us much longer than we thought it would, even though we know that we always go really slowly. It's just a little frustrating because on the first day, you know, as we got such a wonderful start. It was a beautiful sail in the beginning, which was great because it got us all excited and happy to be out again and everything. And then it just kind of was like, all right, you got a little taste. Excellent. We're going to take away all of your wind now for 2 days. So we went back to our normal little crazy lines through the water, and the current has really been a hindrance, but we're making our way again, slowly but surely. We'll get there. And the good news is I'm reading this excellent book. It's called Child 44. It's about the Cold War, and it's a thriller and a murder mystery and historical fiction. So everything I love in a book, and it's a really fast read. I'm loving it. I highly recommend it. Hi!
Hello!
We have a stowaway. One doesn't often hear crickets in the middle of the Mediterranean Sea, but this one just loves to make crickety noises all night long. wind is of course coming straight out of where we want to go. So that's the story of our lives. 7 knots right now, which is way faster than anything close to what we've been doing this entire trip.
We're now passing the rock and the lighthouse at Europa Point, which means that we have officially left the Mediterranean Sea.
We are here. We made it.
And here's the rock. Again. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends.
And if you'd like to follow our journey in real time on a map, receive postcards from our ports of call, and message us directly to the boat, you can go ahead and become a patron using the link in the description down below. I just made us some dinner. We had avocado chicken and it was delicious. It's probably in my teeth. Is it in my teeth? See? Huh? Is there food in my teeth?
No.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.